Hello everyone, and this is not Man BFP4F here. Don't worry, he's not dead or anything. It's just that I'm taking his place for this commentary. So let me introduce myself. Name's Alex, I play a lot with Man BFP4F. Not gonna say more, because I don't think that you care. I mostly play Recon class. My other classes are very low ranked, and I don't enjoy them very much. This gameplay is obviously mine, and it's a long story how this gameplay got here, because originally it should have been 15 into SVU gameplay, but things flipped around and the gameplay is what it is. Before I say more about it, I want to apologize. There's no sound in this gameplay. This is because I'm an idiot and I screwed up my frame settings. Humble apologies for that. As you can guess by the title, it's a 38 and 6 with the M24. I was playing on Karkand Assault. Honestly, I could do a lot better. I once got a 48, 43 and 7 or something, but whatever, I didn't record. The gameplay is a mix of both defensive and aggressive tactics. So, now I am not a gun nut, I will have to say that, but I usually want to know what I'm shooting. So I'm gonna say one or two lines about the M24. M24 is a military version of the insanely popular Remington 700. Remington 700 is a weapon appreciated by many civilians. With a fairly cheap 308 Magnum, this Kalashnikov of sniper rifles is able to deliver good accuracy up to 800 meters, which is pretty good considering it's like $500. Just like the civilian R700, M24 has seen a huge success in military. This rifle entered service in 1988 and it's still used today, although it has received many changes. Outside of Izmash Dragunov SVD, which you probably know from most video games, and it isn't play for free and it sucks, this is one of the most reliable sniper rifles in the world, since the construction is very simplistic. Also, it's not a one sniper rifle, it's rather a whole weapon system, since it also consists of detachable telescopic sight and removable stock. M24 in real life fires various different rounds, from standard rifle cartridge 7.62 or 308 Magnum, which is, well, a battle rifle cartridge more than anything, to the very same round that Corporal Craig Harrison used for his record-breaking shot, 338 Lapua I mean. Currently, we have no references in game as to which round is used. However, when game came out, or before the December 20th update, so to speak, we had a different description, which stated that the round used is 7.62 NATO. So, just like in real life, M24 is a reliable go-to, because in game it has a very balanced stats. It has some weaknesses and some strengths, but it's less or more balanced. Let's start with the main deciding factor when choosing a gun. Gun damage. Well, I can't say the precise damage of the M24 because the comparison tool is unfortunately down, but I can say that it's one of the higher ones. It's not as high as the 50 calibers such as M82 or M95, but it's higher than SV98, GOL, and L96. And obviously it's higher than all the semi-automatic rifles and fully automatic rifles, which unfortunately there are only 2 of those in game. Against a 100 HP target without any attachments, it takes 2 body shots and 1 headshot. Against 110 HP targets, it takes 2 headshots and 3 body shots without any attachments. Obviously, I can't imagine how a 7.62 takes 3 shots to the body to kill. I really don't understand how that's possible, but since this is a game, whatever. To buff the lethality of this weapon against 110 HP targets, I highly suggest some kind of ammunition that buffs damage. Stingray mags would be the first choice because they give +5 ammo. They buff the damage to such an extent that you can kill with 1 headshot and 2 body shots even against 110 HP targets. The only thing is that it reduces range, but this doesn't make any difference to be honest, because maximum and minimum damage essentially with this weapon takes the same amount of shots. The only problem is that, unfortunately, EA has been voted one of the worst game developers. And this is well reflected because they removed essentially Stingray Mags are removed from store, they're in storage. So that's very unfortunate because I and a lot of other people didn't get them. So second best choice would be Viper Mags. These give you plus 3 ammo, they do not reduce rage, but as I said, makes basically no difference. And yeah, it buffs up the damage to such an extent that you can get 2 hit body shots and 1 shot headshots, even against 110 HP targets. So, what I want to say. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it when it comes to damage. Now, just like in real life, this weapon has the bullet drop of the rock. Well, because it's 380 units, I guess. The comparison tool doesn't state what is the measurement in this game. It's probably just in-game units. This is tied with the SP98 for the worst in the bolt action category. It's pretty durable, to be honest. This is kind of annoying, especially if you don't have a good barrel. And as such, I would really recommend the precision barrel, which I'm using in this gameplay. By the way, I'm using Viper Max. I think I forgot to mention that. So I would definitely recommend that because out of all the barrels, it buffs your projectile velocity the most. So I would definitely suggest that. Actually, yes. Unfortunately, this weapon doesn't excel in ammunition either. It's definitely not bad. 6 rounds is great, but I'm kind of disappointed that it's 6 rounds. In my opinion, it could be better because, to be honest, L96 outclasses it. So in 6 rounds, pretty standard. I'm using, also you get 2 mags extra. I'm using Viper Max here, so I get 9 rounds, which is enough for most situations. And if you use my recommended Stingray Max, it would be 11 rounds per magazine, which is enough for any situation. The rechambering speed for this weapon is 40 rounds per minute. You fire 40 rounds per minute essentially, and you can fire off a shot every 1.5 seconds, but it takes a quarter of a second to ADS, so 1.75 seconds then. Sorry. So that is, I guess, fairly standard. As all the ball actions, it has 0 deviation, and recoil is not a factor because you unzoom every time you need to rechamber a shot. So I was using a stabilized stock here. It makes pretty much, it's as useless as asking easy to buff or nerf guns is this useless. So also M24 has some other things which shouldn't be forgotten, such as, for example, it's a rank 12 unlock. This is very good because outside of SP98 which you get by default, this is the first ball action to be unlocked. It's not very expensive either. It's 1,249 FUDs, I believe. So it's a very good choice for beginners. It has balanced stats, which is important when the beginner is choosing a weapon. What else? Oh, the scope is also great. It's a 4x zoom. It's a 4x zoom scope. This is great for CQC because 5x is too much for CQC, but it's not an SV9 gateway scope, which is it's not terrible for long range too. Obviously, if you want to camp and not help your team on the tallest building, I would suggest getting a different rifle, to be honest. But yeah. So, what do I think about it? Well, this is my favorite sniper rifle, and as such could be my favorite weapon in the game. Honestly, I really like the FAMAS. I don't like the concept of FAMAS, but as a weapon, FAMAS would be probably my favorite. I don't like the balance of it, but it's a really sexy looking gun. I'm not going to hide that, and I absolutely love FAMAS. So that is that. Also, the in-game render, I am pretty disappointed that such a classic gun is black. It doesn't fit the classic gun very well, but we do have an elite skin, which I believe I was using in this gameplay. I don't remember. That is I think it suits the gun perfectly. Also, there is a variant version, but I kinda don't like it. It's very expensive, 1500 pounds. It's very expensive. I don't like it on this gun, although I like it on many other guns. So that's about it about this weapon. Also, I want to mention how you should play with it. You can be aggressive, but if you want to be aggressive, have teammates. Otherwise, be defensive, a bit defensive at least. The problem is that in this game, flag equals spawn. I think that the system is pretty idiotic, but I think that Battlefield 3 system of deploying you in the base or on a friend is a lot better, but whatever. So if you're basically blindly rush into flags, you'll just enemies will pop left and right, and you can't react as quickly as them. For example, it just takes them to basically hold the freaking trigger, and you need to aim carefully. Now now this about cuts the gameplay. I would really appreciate your input if you could leave a negative or positive comment, but saying that I'm awesome or that I suck isn't positive, nor is it very negative, because that's just unconstructive and will never help me become a better commentator, because I did want to start a new channel. So I don't know, that is in the works. May happen in a couple of weeks. Now I'm out because I don't have anything to say. Bye.